Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Robyn Zimmerman. We have two very interesting guests with us today via Zoom. We have Neil Gordon and we have Mike Petchenik. They are co-authors of a book called Trial Watchers. So gentlemen, unfortunately we have 5 minutes and we've got a lot of ground to cover. Let's begin with you, Neil. How did you all how did you meet?
Well, I was a news director in Augusta, Georgia at the turn of the century, around 2000, and I hired Mike out of a very prestigious Missouri School of Journalism. He was right out of school, and right away I knew I had made a great hire because he brown bagged his lunch every day and just kept pounding the streets and working hard to dig at the stories. And I hope I'm not the reason that he lost a lot of his hair over the last 20 some odd years, but we've enjoyed a great relationship. Very
good. Now you wrote or co-authored with Becky Hill the book, The Clerk of Court in Colleton County, about the Murdaugh trial. And then Mike, you came in because there were a lot of issues surrounding that to help him on the PR side, correct?
Yeah, so back in September of last year is when Alec Murdaugh's attorneys went on national TV to claim that Becky Hill had tampered with the jury in order to get a book deal and to sell books. And I called Neil immediately and said, Neil, your name is on that book. You need to get out ahead of this from a PR perspective and clear your name and protect the book at all costs, because it was a self-published book, so there was no money to be made by allegedly tampering with the jury. So I helped him with his PR crisis communications on that, and then continued to help him as more controversy unfortunately unfolded related to that book.
All right, well, let's jump to the book Trial Watchers that you two collaborated on. It's an anthology of some stories behind the scenes of the Murdaugh trial, but then others, correct, gentlemen?
Yeah, exactly. In fact, we have one lady that traveled in from Kansas City, flew into the Charleston, South Carolina airport, drove over to Walterboro, got to the hotel, the Microtel, looked around and said, oh, I feel kind of strange doing this, like I'm a groupie going to a concert. And then when she got to the trial, Robyn, she realized that there were dozens and dozens of other women like-minded that had traveled in, descended in from different parts of the country, and they all felt this sense of community, the suspense of being involved in watching Alex testify and putting the pieces of the puzzle together, which is Mike discovered in interviewing a media psychologist. That's just part of it, I suppose.
So why are women so interested and passionate about true crime?
Yeah, Robyn, so the media psychologist that I interviewed has explored this topic extensively, and she has a few hypotheses around that. Number one, she said that women are just principled in general. They want to see the bad guy go to prison and the good guy prevail. So trials provide a perfect backdrop to watch that happen. In many cases, they're seeking justice for themselves. We explore a story of that in the book as well, of a pair of sisters whose father was murdered 30 years ago, and they attend the trials because they never got justice for their own father. In other cases, they're seeking a blueprint as to how to avoid becoming the victims of a crime. They watch the evidence and the testimony to learn how to protect themselves. So it's pretty fascinating. In general, women, by and large, are the true crime fans.
Wow. We have two book signings on July the 12th. That is a Friday. One is the McIntosh Bookshop in Beaufort. They're both in Beaufort. And then Beaufort Books. The McIntosh book signing is 12 to 4. And then the Beaufort Books is 5 to 6:30. So will both of you be at both, or are you going to kind of split your time? Because I'm sure folks are going to want to get their book, get it signed, and meet you guys.
No, we're a team. We'll both be there. And for the Beaufort bookstore signing, we'll actually be sharing a little bit about the story, similar how we're discussing it, and taking questions as well from people. We'll have free bookmarks for anyone who comes by, and again, we'd be glad to sign autographs for sure.
Very good. We have about 15 seconds left. Why does someone want to buy this book, particularly a woman, perhaps?
Neil?
Oh boy, I think sometimes you see yourself in other people, and I think it helps explain why we're so passionate in it through the eyes of other people's stories, and we think it's fascinating and suspenseful.
Thank you so much, Neil. And Mike, good luck to you and congratulations on Trial Watchers.
Thank you.
Thank you.